guys, this is going to be an update on my John Deere 8360 RT model. It's looking pretty good at this stage from all my different attempts to get this tractor rolling, but hopefully I've got the right motor for the job now. I have two of these little gear motors that you would have seen in a previous video related to little motors that I got on eBay. So I have two of these. I'm going to hopefully get them fitted in the tractor today, and with any luck we'll have the tractor rolling by this evening. Okay, so I put a little blob of solder on either side of the motors just to temporarily hold them together. I also have these little joiner pieces, so I'm going to put one of these on each motor. Tighten the grub screws. They came with little Allen keys for that job. And then I need to cut, this is the hexagonal shaft that was going into our wheels here. In the previous video you would have seen me putting these hexagonal, or well, these little coupling mechanisms for the hexagonal shafts in there. So I need to cut some hexagonal shaft that will fit in here, fit into the wheel there, and then I'll be able to tighten it all up, and I should have my motors with my two wheels fixed in place. So now we have our connection pieces on, we have our hexagonal shafts on the ends, so it's just a matter of pushing the wheels on now. Like that, and they should line up pretty well in our tractor then. So roughly, they need to be roughly there, so that's not too bad on the, not too bad of an alignment. They're pretty much the right width, so this should work much better than the previous attempt. We'll need to mount the motors in there some way, and then we'll be able to put the tracks back on and see if the motors are strong enough. They should be. Okay, so now the motors are in place. I strapped some copper wire around each motor to fix them tightly together. I soldered that wire in place so that it doesn't move. I then put a stronger piece of wire to a screw here under the cab and tightened that in place, put the motor where I wanted it, and soldered this piece of wire here so the motors are fixed to this screw here. Then I done pretty much the same with the back here. I had this screwed in place, so I got the motors exactly where I wanted them, and I soldered these two stronger pieces of wire to this screw which holds on the lifting arms. So the motors are pretty much in place, so now I just need to solder some wires onto the contacts of the motors, and we should be able to test out whether this is going to be strong enough to move the tractor. Okay, so we have our motors back in our tractor now, so let's check our current when our motor is going. So I have a 3.7 volt battery here, and the multimeter is in milliamps. So let's just find out how much we have. So looks like it's less than 100. So less than 100 milliamps when we're not under any great load. That's for one motor now, so yeah, you have to double that obviously. So there's it under a load, and we'll say 140 maximum. So our maximum current that we're taking to drive the motors now is 140 milliamps, compared to a couple of thousand milliamps before, because it was well over an amp, I think, with the previous motors we were using. So obviously that low current is going to mean that it's much easier for us to get our driver to work successfully with this, because if we only need a low current, then our driver's not going to have to handle any crazy high currents, and nothing's going to get too hot. So it looks like this is going to work with a 3.7 volt battery as well, just like the other John Deere model that I had. It's going to take one motor driver because these motor drivers are capable of handling 2 motors at once. So we could stick our motor driver in there somewhere, and we've still lots of room, so we should have space to add a servo to control our 3-point linkage at the back here. We'll have to add our LEDs, but all in all it's looking pretty good. So if you want to see this build progressing, make sure and subscribe so you don't miss out. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure and subscribe so you don't miss out on the follow-up videos for this. And if you have any comments or suggestions, either leave them here or in the forum. And that's everything for today, so thanks very much for watching.